Each of us has gone through moments where life seems completely out of control, whether it's losing a job, a relationship falling apart, or just the relentless rush of everyday life. These times leave us feeling powerless and overwhelmed. But what if I told you there's a path not only to survive these trials, but to emerge stronger from them today? Let's explore the profound wisdom of Seneca, the ancient philosopher who mastered the art of inner peace amid chaos. His Stoic teachings aren't mere abstract thoughts, but they are practical strategies that have empowered leaders, thinkers, and individuals across centuries, and they can transform our lives today. By the end of this video, you'll have a toolkit of Stoic principles to build mental resilience and regain control over your emotions and responses. No matter what life throws your way, join me as we discover how to apply these ancient secrets to modern living, leading to a more serene and steadfast existence. If you value this content and want to support the channel, a simple yet meaningful action would be to hit that subscribe button. It helps us keep delivering valuable insights like these. I also urge you not to skip any part of this video. If you're watching this, you're not like the majority. You're someone who appreciates diving deep into meaningful topics. So, consider yourself exceptional. Seneca's wisdom, that what is everywhere is nowhere, highlights a crucial principle often overlooked in our modern whirlwind. Focusing on one task at a time is at the heart of Stoic philosophy and can revolutionize how we approach daily responsibilities. In a world that glorifies the myth of multitasking, we must pause and reflect on its true effectiveness. When we attempt to juggle multiple things at once, we scatter our attention, leading to more errors and diminished work quality. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, emphasized focus each minute like a Roman, like a man handling the task at hand with precise seriousness and sincerity, with dedication, willingness, fairness, and freeing yourself from all other distractions. Imagine how your productivity could soar if you immersed yourself fully in one pursuit, whether it's a professional duty, a personal project, or a heartfelt conversation. This deep engagement not only boosts achievement, but fosters a profound sense of fulfillment. Plato might argue that such singular focus allows us to touch a higher form of beauty and truth in our work, as we pour our utmost into creating something that echoes goodness and perfection. Moreover, the psychological benefits of concentrating on one task at a time are immense. It lightens the brain's load, reduces stress, and sharpens decision-making. Aristotle, who championed virtue through consistent right actions, would surely endorse this as a means to cultivate temperance, self-control that helps us regulate distractions and instant gratifications. By practicing this focused approach, we not only follow in the footsteps of Stoic philosophers, but also align with modern psychology, which shows our brains aren't wired for handling multiple complex tasks simultaneously. The quality of our work and life improves markedly when we devote full attention to one thing at a time. Socrates' method of deep inquiry and dialogue, intensely focused on a single topic, while excluding all else, demonstrates the power of this approach. Applying this Stoic principle not only makes us more efficient, but also deeper, calmer, and more balanced individuals. It's a rejection of the chaos of modern multitasking and an embrace of a more intentional and meaningful way of living. As we practice, we'll notice not just better results in our work, but an overall enhancement in mental well-being. Seneca once said, "The greatest of all sufferings comes from an undisciplined mind." a statement that reveals a profound truth about human nature. Uncontrolled impulses are the root of immense emotional turmoil and distress. Consider how Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-mastery and rational thinking, provides a framework to tackle this challenge head-on. Instead of suppressing emotions, which is unhealthy and unsustainable, Stoicism teaches us to understand and manage them wisely. The journey to controlling impulses starts with self-awareness. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, remarked, "No one is truly free who has not mastered themselves." This underscores the vital role of self-control in achieving genuine freedom and happiness. As we recognize our impulses and their triggers, we gain the power to handle them more rationally. This doesn't mean denying emotions, but comprehending them deeply to respond in ways that align with our long-term goals and values. In philosophy, Aristotle also spoke of moderating impulses through virtue development. He believed virtue lies in the mean between excess and deficiency, a concept known as the golden mean. For instance, courage is the midpoint between recklessness and cowardice. Applying this to impulse control, we seek balance between impulsive reactions and total inaction, aiming for thoughtful responses that reflect our best selves. Furthermore, practicing philosophy as a guide for controlling impulses requires us to cultivate rational thinking as a habit. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often stressed the importance of aligning thoughts with rational and ethical principles. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This perspective encourages us to focus on our internal responses rather than external stimuli, thereby gaining better control over impulses. By examining fleeting emotions through a philosophical lens, we can make choices not driven by momentary feelings, but by careful reflection and deliberation. This habit not only strengthens mental fortitude, but also helps us live in greater harmony with our values, leading to decisions made not in haste, but with clarity and composure. The Stoic method for impulse control involves fostering an ongoing internal dialogue that questions and evaluates our instinctive reactions. It's not just a discipline, but a way of life, enabling us to rise above short-term desires and achieve a deeper sense of contentment and purpose. This disciplined approach doesn't merely avoid emotional suffering, it builds a lifestyle rich in reflection and meaning. Seneca advised, "Prepare for everything." He famously urged us to imagine in our minds things like exile, torture, war, shipwreck. All the challenges of human life should always be before our eyes. This advice might sound dramatic at first, since not everyone is in the midst of a storm or battlefield. But Seneca is pointing to mental preparation for the adversities that will inevitably come the cornerstone of Stoic resilience. Reflect on how Stoicism teaches us to anticipate and mentally rehearse the worst, not to paralyze ourselves with fear, but to lessen the shock and pain when hardships truly arrive. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils, isn't about excessive worry, but about equipping our minds and emotions for life's unexpected blows. Think of it this way: athletes train under harsh conditions to prepare for the real pressures of competition. Similarly, by mentally rehearsing difficult scenarios, we train our minds to handle stress and adversity with greater calm and less panic. This Stoic habit also helps us appreciate the present moment, as understanding how much worse things could be makes everyday issues seem more manageable. Applying Stoicism doesn't mean living in constant anxiety about what might happen, but adopting a realistic view of potential risks. For instance, if you're anxious about your job, instead of spiraling into fear, you might prepare by updating your resume, honing skills, or even exploring alternative paths. In this way, if the worst does happen, you're not caught off guard and are better positioned to cope. This principle extends beyond personal crises, helping us maintain readiness for life's major upheavals, from financial setbacks to personal losses. Through preparation, we not only mitigate the initial shock, but also shorten recovery time and adapt more swiftly. We become less emotionally reactive and more thoughtfully responsive, a subtle yet powerful shift in navigating life's uncertainties. Seneca's counsel empowers us to build a mindset that's not overwhelmed by adversity, but fortified to withstand it. This mental readiness isn't about expecting the worst, but about being equipped to face any scenario, thereby enhancing our endurance and psychological strength. Through the Stoic lens, we see not just the potential for loss or hardship, but also opportunities for growth and renewal in every challenge. Another profound lesson from Seneca: difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. This idea may seem counterintuitive at first. Actively embracing hardship, it's about choosing discomfort, not as punishment, but to build mental endurance and expand our capacity to face life's inevitable challenges. Consider it like athletes who train in rigorous conditions to ready themselves for the actual contest. Athletes know that pushing limits in a controlled setting prepares them better for real pressures. Over time, what once seemed insurmountable becomes manageable and eventually comfortable. Practicing Stoicism isn't about seeking suffering for its own sake, but recognizing that growth often arises from adversity. Voluntarily embracing challenges also means redefining our comfort zones. In a world that prioritizes ease, choosing the harder path can be revolutionary. Yet Stoics invite us to reconsider what true comfort means. Is it merely the absence of pain, or the presence of inner strength and peace? It stems from the confidence that we can handle whatever comes. When we apply this Stoic principle to life, we also learn to value our current circumstances more deeply. Knowing we can endure fosters a richer appreciation for simple joys with profound gratitude. This isn't about basing life on avoiding hardship, but on building it upon resilience. We don't seek pain, but when it arrives, we see it as a chance to hone Stoic skills. By embracing voluntary challenges, we also cultivate a deep trust in our own capabilities. We prove to ourselves that we can overcome obstacles, building unshakable self-confidence. Each conquered difficulty serves as evidence of our untapped strength we might not have fully believed in. Follow Seneca's lead and bravely enter the arena of voluntary hardships, where we discover not just trials, but the keys to a more resilient and fulfilling life. Seneca observed that we often suffer more in imagination than in reality, a reminder that it's our perception of events, not the events themselves, that causes the greatest pain. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeing ourselves as victims of circumstances, fostering a mindset that things happen to us rather than with us or for us. Stoicism teaches the importance of perception. How we choose to view and interpret life's challenges profoundly shapes our experience. If we see ourselves as passive recipients, we surrender control and personal power. Picture a common scenario. You miss out on a promotion, and your initial feeling is rejection or unfair treatment. While those emotions are valid, Stoicism urges us to re-examine our response. Are we viewing it only through the lens of loss and injustice? What if we reframe it as an opportunity for feedback, skill improvement, or even reassessing our career path to align better with our aspirations? Avoiding the victim mentality doesn't mean denying injustices or hardships. It's about shifting from fixating on what happens to us to how we respond to it. This change is empowering. It moves us from passive reaction to active participation in life. We stop asking why me and start asking what can I learn? How can I grow from this? Stoicism equips us with tools to detach from initial emotional reactions and gain a broader perspective. It helps us realize that while we can't control every external event, we can control our perceptions and responses. This mindset shift brings freedom and empowerment, allowing us to live with greater purpose and resilience, better prepared for future challenges. Moreover, practicing this Stoic principle enriches relationships by refusing perpetual victimhood, fostering connections based on respect and understanding rather than blame and resentment. We become more empathetic, recognizing that just as we are responsible for our happiness, others are for theirs. By embracing a Stoic lifestyle, we liberate ourselves from the chains of victim mentality, taking ownership of our narrative and acknowledging that we are the true architects of our reality. This empowerment is the essence of Stoicism and the key to a full and proactive life. Choose to rise above the victim role, not by denying pain, but by rewriting your story with strength, wisdom, and resilience. Seneca's advice to withdraw into ourselves as much as possible underscores the value of solitude in Stoic philosophy. This isn't a call to isolate, but an invitation to carve out time for quiet reflection and self-examination. In our fast-paced world, the noise of life can drown out our inner voice, hindering personal growth and self-worth. Stoics teach that true solitude is a state of profound awareness, not mere physical isolation. The benefits of dedicating time to solitude are profound and echoed by philosophers across ages. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic, frequently wrote about the importance of self-examination in his personal writings. He believed that self-understanding is essential for a virtuous and purposeful life. He stated that nowhere can one find a more peaceful and untroubled retreat than in one's own soul. This highlights how solitude offers a sanctuary where we can escape external pressures and focus on inner development. Furthermore, practicing solitude allows us to explore our thoughts and emotions without distractions. It provides space to process experiences and align actions with our principles. Regular engagement in this leads to deeper self-insight and clarity on what we truly desire in life. This alignment is key to living authentically and achieving fulfillment. Aristotle also addressed the importance of self-reflection for attaining eudaimonia, or true flourishing. He believed self-knowledge is vital for developing virtues and living rationally. In solitude, we can earnestly evaluate our lives and adjust to reflect our genuine values and aspirations. Stoic solitude practice also builds resilience. Epicureans emphasized self-reflection's necessity to fortify the mind against adversity. They advised using solitude as a tool to strengthen character and mental endurance, preparing for life's unavoidable challenges. You have the power to retire within yourself whenever you choose. He said, perfect tranquility arises from a well-ordered mind, residing in your inner world. Additionally, time alone enhances our appreciation for relationships and social interactions. Returning from solitude, We often bring more to offer, whether empathy, patience, or clarity. This not only enriches personal bonds, but also elevates our contributions to the community. Seeking solitude in Stoicism isn't escaping life, but deepening our engagement with it. By retreating inward, we gain the clarity to act more wisely in the world. Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus guide us to use solitude not to withdraw from life, but to live it more fully and meaningfully. Wrapping up today's discussion, it's clear that Stoic teachings aren't just abstract theories confined to ancient texts, but practical strategies for everyday life. They help us become more reflective, resilient, and purposeful. Stoicism teaches the value of focus, the power of self-control, the importance of preparation, the strength from embracing hardship, the freedom from avoiding self-pity, and the wisdom solitude brings. Each principle challenges us to look inward to refine our essence, facing life with sincerity and courage. Remember, Stoicism doesn't promise an easy life, but provides tools to navigate challenges more effectively. It encourages viewing every obstacle as a chance to practice virtue, and every hardship as a test of endurance. By adopting these Stoic practices, we don't just survive, but thrive, cultivating inner peace and fulfillment with a Stoic spirit. Continue exploring how ancient wisdom can conquer modern complexities. Strive to be better than yesterday, living with purpose and virtue. If you wish to continue this journey, check out one of the videos on screen. They're designed to help you delve deeper into practical Stoicism in daily life. Thank you for joining us at Stoic Journal. We appreciate your curiosity and drive for growth. Remember, the path to wisdom is long and challenging, but each step leads to a more meaningful life. So keep walking with courage